everybody, this is PandaBuni and this is going to be my first ever tutorial. I'm going to be teaching you how to make 3 different things. First, a yellow Pikmin, second, a blue Pellet Flower, and third, the onion, which is where all the Pikmin stay. I'm going to be teaching you how to make a red onion. And yeah, let's just get started. I apologize for the angle. I don't have a tripod, so I'm trying to film with a laptop and it may not look so good. Next, I'm going to be teaching you how to make a blue pellet flower. You're just going to need blue, white, and green clay. So, starting off with the green clay, you're just going to separate it into about equal parts. Just going to roll that one into a circle and then roll it into flat. Don't make it into a log, make it to where one side is more pointed and the other is much fatter. Then taking 2 head pins, I'm just going to insert these into it just to make sure that it's not going to bend while I bake it and to make sure that it's straight. So just shoving one into front end and then just going to shove the other one into the other end. I'm also continuing to roll it because I want to make sure that it goes in straight and that I don't accidentally stick the head pin in crooked to where it's sticking out of the side. So yeah, it looks something like that. Now taking some green clay that I dropped, you're going to flatten that out and make sure that it's a bit rounded on the top. This is going to be the stand for the flower to sit on. Taking a needle tool, I'm just simply poking at it. This took a while, so I fast forwarded it because I'm sure you guys didn't want to see me poking it forever. But yeah, make sure to get all around the sides. I'm just kind of creating a grass texture. Now getting another piece of green, I'm going to separate it into 3 equal parts. Taking them each, we're going to roll out into a bit of an oval shape and press that down. Then create a bit of a point on the top. These are going to be the leaves that are around the bottom of the flower. Now just press those on and there you go. You have some leaves on the bottom of there. Now taking some white, we're going to be making the base for the flower. You're just going to roll it into a ball and then press it down just to make like a flat circle. And you can just set that aside for right now. Now taking some blue, you are going to roll that into a circle. Then you're going to round out the sides and flatten the top. You don't want the top to be completely flat though. You want a bit of an indent in the center because that's how the little pellet looks. So yeah, make sure it's like that. Now taking some white, we're going to make a bunch of petals. This is going to take a bit of time, so be patient. And you're going to flatten them and of course add a little point to the top. So yeah, I made a bunch of them and now what I'm going to do, taking a pointer tool, I'm just going to add a bit of a dent right in the center for a bit of a 3D effect. So do that to all of your petals. There you go. And now what we're going to do is we're going to attach them on to that piece of white that I had made. So I flattened it out a little bit and I'm just putting the blue right in the center of it. And then you're just going to take each petal and surround it. So yeah, do that. There you go, it should look something like that. It's super cute. I'm really happy with how it turned out. And now what you're going to do, this is of course optional, is I just brushed on a bit of a golden brown kind of color along the petals just to make it a bit more 3D. You don't have to do this if you don't like that. I just thought it was a cute touch. So now we're just going to simply attach the flower onto the stem, and if this falls off, you can always super glue it. Now taking the last of our green, we're going to be making some little leaves to surround the bottom of the flower. So I just made 3 leaves and I'm just pressing them right on between the petals so they kind of show through. So it should look something like that. Really cute, and the last step is to just attach it onto its base. The base is of course optional though, if you don't want it like that, or if you wanted to use it as like a large charm or something, you don't have to do that. I stuck a head pin through the bottom of the base and then I just stuck the flower right on top. And now it looks something like this. Just gonna bake it and then you can finish all the details on it afterwards with paint. And last but not least, I'm going to teach you guys how to make the onion. Okay, so you're going to need red, yellow, and white, and 3 eye pins. I have golden eye pins, but if you only have silver, you can always paint them gold when you're done baking. Okay, so first taking the white, we are going to create the flower that's going to go on the top of the onion. You're just going to separate it into, I think I did 6 equal parts, but yeah. And then with those equal parts, you're going to roll it out into a little ball and press it flat and pinch. It was very simple. We already did this on all the other charms as well. So yeah, just like that. So do that to the rest of them. Okay, now we're going to take some of our red, not all of it though, and we're going to roll that into a ball. Now with that, we are going to press it down just a little bit so the bottom is a bit flat and the top is a bit flat, but round-ish. Kind of like a tomato shape, if you get what I'm saying. Now taking an eye pin, I cut off the loop at the top so it's just like a stick. You're going to press that into the top, and this is going to give the flower somewhere to, stick onto. That way it won't fall off. Now taking the yellow, we're just going to make the pollen of the flower really quick. You're just going to roll that into a ball and squish it down a little bit. Really easy. Now I'm simply adding again that little line into all of the petals for 3D effect. And now what I'm doing is just taking a little ball of white, sticking it on there so I can stick the petals. So yeah, looks something like that. And then what you're going to do is just stick the little piece of pollen right on the center. So I realized right here that the red part of my onion was just too small, so I actually took off that red ball and replaced it with the larger one. Yeah, so be careful about that. If it's too small, fix it. And now what you're going to do is taking 3 little pieces of red, you're going to create a circular shape first and then pinch it to the point where it's like a 3D triangular pyramid shape. So yeah, do that with all of your pieces. As you can see, I'm just demonstrating how I just pinch the top just a little bit like that. And these are going to be the little kind of things that are on the side of the onion that the legs stick into. So yeah, you'll get what I'm saying if you look at a picture of this. So just sticking them on, make sure that there's an even amount of space between each one, or else your legs are going to be lopsided and they're not going to stand up properly. So yeah, I'm just sticking them on and it should look something like that. Again, if they fall off, just super glue after you bake. I had no problem with mine though, they stuck on fine. So now taking one of your eye pins, I'm using pliers to just stick it right through the red part of that, and you want it to go a bit into the red circle shape. That way you know that they're stuck in there and they won't fall out. One of my legs ended up falling out after baking it, but I simply just glued it right back in. So yeah, they should look something like that. You can of course bend them a little bit to get the shape you want, and after it bakes it will retain the shape that you have. So yeah. So now it's paint time! First we're going to do the pellet flower. Taking a Sharpie, I drew the number 1 and then filled it in with white paint. I recommend looking at a picture, it will definitely help you for this one. Now for the onion, taking a Sharpie, I am going to draw 3 black triangles on every single side. Then outline the tops of the triangles in white paint and create a white line along the top of that, a white line along the bottom, and then another white line along the top. Again, I recommend having a reference picture. Definitely going to help you. This part was quite difficult, and do that along every single side. You have to remember that. And now for the Pikmin, simply dot the whites of their eyes. I also created a white poison Pikmin, and yeah, dotted his eyes on the yellow one. And here's all my creations. I'm going to give you guys a quick slideshow of them. I put them out in some grass, and I thought it was just so adorable. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. This was my first tutorial, so again, give me feedback if there were things you liked, things you didn't like. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed.